What's going on? What's going on? Patriots, you just locked in the hood politics where we keep it 100 all the time. I'm your host, Jay, and on this channel, we cut through all the BS and get to the policies that affect us at home and outside on the blocks. You know what I'm saying? Anything from elections, national debates, all the way up to political podcasts. And we start each and every one of them off with our thoughts and prayers, and we want to put in our thoughts and prayers those 18 beautiful people who got caught up in that ugly tragedy of a mass shooting the other day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Trump is something else, yo. Trump is literally something else, man. He got the senators in Mexico straight up going at each other. You know what I mean? Over us being over there. You know, I don't know how I feel about that. About us putting boots on the ground inside Mexico. I feel like we should just put boots on the ground right on our border and keep them out as much as possible. You know what I mean? Is we going to be able to keep all of them out? All the drugs out? No. You know what I mean? But if we can control the flow of it, you know what I mean? That'll be all good. But, and this gonna go run into another video that I'm going to do after this. You know what I'm saying? On this same topic, man. Let's check this out, man. They going crazy over there because Trump talking about half of them want Trump to come, the other half don't. You know how that goes. Same thing that's going on over there is the same thing that's going on over here with our president. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing, the Mexican people, they want us to come over there and step on the cartel. You know what I mean? So let's just check it out, see what's going on right here.
On Live Now from Fox. And let's turn our attention right now to coverage of the United States-Mexico border and President Trump's...
Oh. And to the person who reported my video and tried to get me banned and get my video took down because I called y'all weirdos and told the truth about what y'all is. First of all, let me explain something to you, man. I got a channel banned before. And after that, I figured out how not to do it. You know what I'm saying? I know the community guidelines, and not only do I know the community guidelines, they have a check your account status. So you'll know if your videos are good or not. You see how small y'all brains are? See, that's what I be talking about, man. Y'all brains are small, man. Y'all can't think straight. You know what I mean? And you barking up the wrong tree anyway. You know what I mean? So if my content is offending you, good. I hope it offends you some more.
Crackdown on drug cartels, the topic already causing issues.
But I want to appeal, and the video is back up. Fuck you, libtards.
Issues between the two countries. President Trump has directed the Pentagon to target cartels as terrorist organization, but Mexico's president is pushing back, and they are not the only one. These are some video from inside of, obviously, the politics in the legislature there in Mexico as lawmakers Alejandro Moreno, the leader of the opposition PRI party, went to the podium as Wednesday's session ended and angrily confronted the Senate president there, Gerardo Fernandez Noroña, the ruling of this Morena party, for not being given the floor. So obviously this coming into our newsroom, you can see some dynamic moments there here on Live Now from Fox. And before we get to that, let's be joined right now by Alan Katz, the Mexico City-based attorney. Thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox, and obviously talking about the sensitive nature of the United States and Mexico, the Pentagon targeting cartels at terrorist organizations. What can you tell us? What's the latest on that? What's the feeling there in Mexico?
Thanks a lot for the space, Annie, and warm hello to all your viewers. Well, we have seen a very serious compromise.
Hey, and that's not the first time they got down over there in Mexico like that. I think it happened not too long ago, like in about 2006, I was reading something about that. You know, I wasn't into politics back then, so I ain't even stunned in front with y'all like, oh, I'm all up on. No. I read it when I was looking into this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know that information. You know, liberals, Democrats. See what I did? How I read stuff and got information. That's all y'all got to do, man. The information is out there. But what I wanted to say, the reason I stopped this video right here, because what I want to say is America is very, very close to that point right there, man. You know what I mean? America, we are very close to that. And I guarantee you, when that happens, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. With the tension that's going on between the two factions of government right now, the two highest form of government is at odds and will never, ever be nowhere close to being together again. That's the only thing we waiting on right there. And when that happens, that's when it's on. That is when a fight break out in Congress in the United States, it will be no longer the United States. It would just be States of America. And that's real. And we so close to that point. We came very close to that point to almost throwing blows several times in Congress with females and males, in state and in federal. So when it happens, man, America is going to most likely be over with. You know what I mean? As far as the United States. You know what I mean? That will definitely be the beginning of a civil war in America. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope that don't come to that.
From the Mexican government to collaborate with the American government during the current presidency of President Claudia Sheinbaum. She has done an outstanding job of cracking down on cartels, working with the United States, deporting serious bad guys who have been in prison in Mexico. We've deported more than 40 capo leaders. We've done, Mexico's done a wonderful effort to get things done. But there will always be the feeling that it's not enough. And
I wonder how well, I guess you don't have no choice because the cartel will unalive your whole family, man, if you don't do what they tell you to do. But that got to be a messed up position, man. All right, I need 26 people to go get America off our ass. You know what I'm saying? Like when they made that mistake and kidnapped those American tourists right off the border, thinking that for a mistaken identity and unalive one or two of them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And Joe, they had the shooter wrapped up like a bow on the front steps of the police station. Joe, they didn't want none of America coming over there. And what they didn't even know is you ain't even had to worry about that, man. The Biden administration was in they weren't finna go and do nothing. Y'all didn't even have to do that. Now, these 26 people, yeah, y'all probably had to do that, but that still ain't finna stop Trump. That ain't enough.
Mexicans do feel that we need to step up our efforts. There is a lot of frustration due to violence and drug violence, especially directed at the government, even though I truly do believe that the government has been doing their best efforts and we have seen the best results in ages.
And of course, the president there of Mexico has said there won't be an invasion of sorts in terms of an influx of the United States helping out in terms of these cartels. But what would it look like? Is there concern from the president about that at all?
I think that is an issue that has a lot more to do with speech, rhetoric, with politics. In essence, we have to understand that there is a very important collaboration between the United States and Mexico, and that's not going to stop. America needs the help of Mexico to stop the flow of fentanyl and migrants to the United States. And of course, Mexico is glad to have the help from Americans, but the language is where things become very, very, very stressful, where there is an interpretation that when Lili Tellez, who was part of the problem yesterday, the Mexican senator, speaks about this on Fox News, she did, there is this misinterpretation that we want the U.S. Army to come into Mexico to help us fight cartels. That is not what we're looking for. We're looking.
Oh, so wait. The Democratic, or the, well, I don't know what y'all call it out there, but the left wing in Mexico, wordplay? Wow. Where else do the left wordplay? I don't know, everywhere?
For lawful collaboration to stop the flow of drugs and violence, stop the violence in Mexico.
And can we get into some of those legalities, because the two legal systems very different? How did the United States legal actions involving cartels impact the politics in Mexico? Because we have seen the co-founder of the Sinaloan cartel get sentenced after being extradited to the United States. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it depends on what you're speaking about. If you're speaking about the recent developments where Ismael Mayo Zambada was pled guilty in the last couple of days, well, he did not get extradited to the United States. He was kidnapped by El Chapo's sons and taken to the United States. And obviously, looking at his dire situation, he decided to plead guilty and try to get any benefits he could out of that deal, especially avoiding the death penalty. The case with
yeah, man, that is crazy that Trump got them all twisted up like that, man. Trump got the whole Mexican government messed up. You know what I'm saying? And that is insane, man. What am I looking for up in here? I'm trying to get to this other story, man. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it right here unless let me see what happens when I go into this. Yeah, man. It's another lady that came out. And I am actually afraid.
The president of Mexico is furious.
I mean, I'm afraid for her life, and we're going to have to put her in our prayers, because y'all know how the cartel get, man. And I'm tripping on how she even on this, what she is doing right here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to check this out right here. We're going to jump right into it.
Yes, she's calling Mexican Senator Lili Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lili Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
This lady got some big cojones, man. She got some big cojones, because y'all know how the cartel get. You just heard them say El Chapo's sons kidnapped dude. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to keep this lady in our prayer, man, because hopefully she got some security. She got some big cojones, man. Shout out to her, because she come, man. So this is a very, very, very dangerous move for this lady right here, man. So Trump, man, you better get out there and help her, man, because she done came on here and called Mexico a narco state. And for those who don't know what a narco state is, that means the government is in bed with the cartels and getting that money and selling that stuff and trafficking drugs and all of that crap too. That's what a narco state means. And this lady in Mexico just came out to America and said this on Fox News, man. This is crazy. So we're gonna have to pray for her, keep her in our prayers, yo. Make sure she stays safe, yo.
Yes, the party has finance, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power. So they protect, the Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must, I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
So her response to this, and I know this because her spokesperson came on our show in response to your interview, and they say, well, we just turned over 26 cartel members. We're working, we're sharing intelligence. What are they not doing? And why is she so resistant? She sort of speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really doesn't want the help of the United States. She is lying to Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
Right.
I never listened such nonsense from President Trump. What we have listened is that President Trump wants to help Mexican people against the cartels. Mexican people are suffering. So what they do is very, very little. We have huge narco politicians here in the Senate, in the presidents, governors. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you are speaking very bluntly, very clearly about Mexico being a narco state and the alliance and the connections to the president of Mexico. Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president has threatened me to proceed against me with criminal prosecution, to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail, just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country.
And see, that is what I'm talking about right there, people. You know what I'm saying? She is taking a very big risk on what she is doing right now, and I don't know what she thought was gonna happen. Like, I don't even know where she at. Is she still in Mexico right now? I gotta do some more digging and see what's going on with her right now. You know what I mean? Because this is a big no-no to the Mexican government and to the cartel. This is a big no-no, man. This is a big no-no, Patriots. So, man, we got to pray that she stays safe. Yeah.
With the cartels. The cartels are dominating everything here in Mexico. They are in all the offices of the government, in the states, in the cities, and in the national government. So, of course, I am afraid, but I want people to know I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country, for Mexico, to stop it from being the next Venezuela.
Well, you heard that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to leave it right there. I just wanted to put them two together. I'm finna find out how I can transition a way quicker and a whole lot better than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning all this little equipment and stuff I got. You know what I mean? But yeah, keep her in y'all prayers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because what she's doing right here is very, very, very detrimental to her life. You know what I mean? Let's hope she got some good security. Let's hope they got some good pew-pews. You know what I mean? This your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in. And I'm checking out. Y'all know how we do it.